South Africans are aware of the threat to our ocean waters off the east coast of KZN. Not all are aware of the potential oil drilling that they are proposing to undertake off the coast of Richards Bay and the other off the coast of Port Shepstone. Public have been invited to meetings. Another one happened at the Venture Inn Hotel in Upton 20 on Wednesday, the 10th of October, and it was in the format of an open source format where you could go and ask questions. Have a listen to some of the chat that we happened to pick up between Desmond Desai. He is from the South Durban Community Environmental Alliance, and the other is Brent Addison, a local who knows everything about the ocean and for decades has been involved with our ocean waters. Have a listen.
My name is David Chandler. I'm a facilitator. I'm here just to assist the process. For everybody's information, this is an open house event, and as I have you people had a chance to look at the posters? Hands up if you've had a look. Okay, that's fantastic. Because the point here is that whoever has specialist knowledge is at their relevant poster and can talk to you one-to-one. And that is the purpose of this. This is not a public meeting. We've had public meetings, and it is for sharing information that is in the report, and you're being asked to make comment on that report. So the purpose of this event is to help you to understand the content so that you can go away and prepare your response.
More importantly, the experts are not here. Yesterday, there was no experts to explain to us what are the risks, what are the things. So the experts are not here. We told them that this process cannot go ahead. And they tried to divide us, but for the first time, we have one South Africans fighting the same battle. Everybody is saying no to oil and gas. People are using the ocean as spiritual. People are using it for marine resources. People are using it for recreation. What they're trying to do here is shortcutting the circuit, trying to get this development as quick as possible. We've told them no way. This development is already corrupted. It's called the ocean economy, Operation Pakisa. Yes. Under the former president Jacob Zuma, millions of rands were paid to him. This development is corrupted, should never go ahead. Our land should never be sold. The entire ocean has been sold off. Yeah. It's not just where we are in Port Shepstone, no, the entire ocean, all the way from St. Lucia, all the way down. The Mozambicans are unhappy because they destroyed Mozambique, beautiful place. So there's a huge fight in Mozambique. There's going to be a huge fight all along the coast. They're not going to get us through because we have lawyers, senior counsel on board, and they're trying to change the legislation. So government on the one hand is refusing to come to meetings, allowing them to dictate to us, they should be here. Secondly, the government is changing legislation to suit them so that the ocean can be destroyed, the oil can be extracted and given away. You can't allow that.
Fakisa's got so many more things wrong with it as well. You probably saw the news reports just the other day that said that the West Coast lobsters down to 3% of what it was in 1994. 3%, that's exactly nothing.
Because the Chinese boats and everybody is stealing off our coastline because all the agreements they signed behind closed doors, behind the doors, has led to the raping of the ocean.
Well, here they're trying to train people to go down to the Transkei and catch East Coast rock lobster. It's been a non-commercial, non-exploited species for all the years. Dr. Paddy Berry and I wrote the original laws for crayfishing on this coast. We wrote the laws. In the beginning it was 50 crayfish per person, then they brought it down to 16, and from 16 it came to 8. And it's been 8 ever since. Okay, we wrote the laws, and now they want to commercially exploit the East Coast rock. You can't do that.
So we have a massive campaign about this. There's thousands of us involved. We're going to send around petitions. We want people to assist. We're also going to confront them. We're going to charge up a massive legal case against them to block them from proceeding. We already stopped them. Yesterday we stopped them on Monday. So we're on track to challenge them because what I see what they're going to do is going to hurt everyone.
Okay, well the World Glory was one of the biggest tankers in the world. And it was coming up the coast here. there was a huge southwesterly blowing and a massive north-south current going. A 230-meter waves. It got its bow on the one wave and its stern on the other, and it broke in half off Durban. 60 k's off Durban. We just launched the Marion Rodeo, which was the CSR's oceanographic research ship. It just been launched, and we went to sea on it for the first time, and went out to where the bow of this tanker was still floating, and there was a massive oil slick, huge oil slick. So that was a major problem. Luckily, it never came ashore. We actually went out several times with the Marion Rodeo. We had drums of dispersant on the back, and we put dispersant on the oil slicks, but that didn't help much at all. So, you know, I'm telling you that back from the time the World Glory went down with 30-meter waves. Now, you put an oil drilling rig 60 kilometers off Durban, off here, Port Shepstone, and a 30-meter wave hits it. That's the end of it. You know, that's the end of it. Yeah.
There's no one going to be exempt. And our ocean is full of black oil. Everybody will be affected. We've seen it happen. We've seen it continue to happen in Africa. We've seen it happen in the US. If they couldn't deal with it then, how are they going to deal with it here? We don't have the resources to deal with any sport.
No.
There's no rapid response boats. We don't have all that. So I think it's all on us. It's on us individually to come up and stand up and to work together. The Coast Guard is not working. I've called them for the 18 Chinese boats last year. They failed to arrest them. I've called them this year because we found a boat, a Chinese boat, outside of the bluff on Anstey's Beach. Couldn't get nothing there. They told me it'll take them 5 days to get here. So what capacity do we have? We don't. They don't have the documents in the language of the people. ENI is involved in a scandal in Italy. The top honcho people have been arrested. The person before this was called out, was taken away from the project, also linked to the scandal. The third thing, ENI and Sasol is involved in a massive thing in Nigeria where they've destroyed everything. So they are in Mozambique at the moment. Sasol owns 60% of the shares. They should be answering, not ENI. What they're trying to do is fast track the process. They've met behind closed doors with government and not. One of the scientists in Durban told them all their data is corrupt. It's not accurate. They haven't taken into consideration what you just said about the Benguela color.
Yeah.
All their data is wrong. So how can you place that data in the hands of the government that doesn't even know anything?
Well, I've asked this lady who is the scientist, or supposed to be the scientist, I said to her, please look into my eye and tell me, do not worry if we do oil and gas exploration. It will not affect your business, it will not affect your livelihood, it will not affect your future, and everything is going to be safe, the town will not suffer, nothing is going to collapse. There will be no oil spills, there's going to be no impact on tourism. And she looked at me and said, I cannot tell you that.
Please, people, get involved in this one. This is our coast. If we don't get involved, they're going to go ahead, do the drilling, and all we're going to do is complain afterwards. Please share this video, make people aware of what is proposed for our coast, think about the environmental concerns, get involved. Don't just sit back and let it happen. Thank you.